Okay, so good morning or afternoon, everyone, depending on where you're joining us from. Today, we're going to take a look at workplace productivity automation. So, what it means, what it matters, and what AI tools are changing kind of the way that we work. So, first of all, what is workplace productivity? So, workplace productivity is essentially just about how efficiently and effectively work gets done within an organization. So, it's about producing valuable outcome in a reasonable amount of time. So, for example, employee could spend 8 hours typing emails and feel productive, but those emails don't help the company. So, that means it's not actually productive. Now, what are the main factors that influence workplace productivity? So, first of all, there's the idea of input and output. So, how much value an employee is creating compared to all the resources. So, your time, your effort that is put into the work. So, secondly, we have individual productivity. So, this is how well each employee can manage their own deliverables and manage their time. Next, there's team and organizational productivity. So even if individuals are relatively efficient, if there's poor performance on a team setting, then it's going to drag down the whole department, for example. Next, there is the culture and environment of the workplace. So these things like leadership style, the workplace culture, these can affect output. Next, there is tools and technology. So that's just the systems that are implemented inside the workplace and whether they are aligned to the requirements of the job. So do they make the work smoother or do they add friction? Now, we are going to look at the idea of automation in the workplace. So, workplace productivity automation just has to do with using technology and, in particular, AI tools to take care of repetitive tasks so that employees can focus on more high value work. So, when it comes to stuff like scheduling meetings or generating reports, all of these can be automated so that employees don't have to spend their time typing up the reports. So, it also reduces error and just makes the work flow more smoothly. So, instead of replacing people, the goal is to more just free up their focus for more pressing tasks. Now we're going to take a look at some specific productivity tools. So the first is Notion. So Notion is kind of an all-in-one workspace, which allows the users to kind of align their notes and just their knowledge in one area. And there's also an AI portion of Notion that kind of goes further. So it can actually generate lists of tasks for you, kind of summarize long notes and just improve the overall presentation. So we're going to do a bit of a demonstration to show exactly what the task management capabilities of Notion AI are. Okay, so logging into Notion, this is what's going to be your dashboard. So it's going to show you basically all your previous workflows, your documents, everything like that. So to create a new workflow, what we're going to do is we're going to go to add new in the left toolbar, and we're going to see a list of basically all the different options that you'll have. So in this case, what we're going to take a look at specifically is uploading an existing list of tasks, and we're going to use Notion AI to help summarize and simplify it. So it's a list of tasks. So what we're going to do is we're going to upload a database. Okay. So we're going to go to a new page, and then we're going to click the plus symbol, and it gives you this menu. And on this menu, you're going to type import. And then here you have all the different types of files you can import. So in our case, the database is stored as a CSV file. So we're going to create a new database using this CSV file. We're going to choose the file, and it is a to-do list. And with that, all we have to do is just say map the CSV headers, and it automatically imports all the information, the headers, the entries that is in that file. So you import the CSV, and here it is. So once you do that, you can apply the AI tools to kind of basically carry out the workflows that you want. So you press the six dots that is to the left of the item, and you can actually use the Notion AI tool in the left sidebar to add the context. You add to-do list, which is the icon, which is the file you imported before. And you can just ask, search, or make anything. So in this case, let's say we want a summary of the tasks that we have to carry out. Just say generate summary of tasks, and then it should be able to do that. So in the case of business accounts, they do have specialized features, including an unlimited amount of AI responses. So using Notion AI on a account that's not needed for business does have a limited amount of responses. But there's also the option to carry out research, which doesn't have to directly be related to any sort of context, any files that you upload beforehand. What it does is it can search a wider database, so think about the internet, to find information that is relevant to create recommendations for anything that you suggest. And it can also analyze any PDFs or images that you upload, etc. Next, we can move on to the ClickUp AI tool. So ClickUp AI is built into the ClickUp tool. Um, ClickUp is generally a strong project management tool. What it does is it takes notes from a meeting and it can turn them into structured documentation or just any form of text report. So what it does is it saves time by automating content creation. And we're going to do a demonstration to see that. So we're going to manage a set of meeting notes and create documentations. So this is the homepage of the ClickUp website. So what we're going to do is we are going to upload a PDF containing the minutes from a meeting. So we're going to say create and then list. So to give it a name, let's just say meeting notes, and then we're going to create that. And then once we do that, we're going to also upload the meeting notes. So carry out the import, we can go to the Ask AI tool in the upper right-hand corner and just press the plus button to attach a file. So here we have a meeting notes file, and we want to, for example, have a summary and maybe create a more detailed official report. So all we have to do is type the text in saying, create a summary and generate a more detailed file to report. And then we press enter, and then a concise summary is generated, including key points of the meeting, any decisions made, and actions that will be carried out. So as it comes to creating the new document, it just asks us to specify our preference. So we can, for example, create it as a ClickUp document, which kind of keeps it within the app ecosystem, or we can create a Word or Google Doc. So in this case, just because it's kind of a more standardized format, we can do a Word document. So it does that, or it says it cannot do that. So in this case, it said it can create a ClickUp document, which we can export to the Word document. So let's just go with create a ClickUp document for the report. So after that, you can see that the meeting report has been created. If you press on the link that it shows you the document, and then you have the option to share it as necessary, favorite it, and basically just manipulate it like you would a regular document. Now, the next option is Otter AI, which is a tool that is used for transcription. So what Otter does is it listens in on live sessions and transcribes everything in real time. And once that happens, it automatically saves the transcription and generates summaries and potential action items. So for this scenario, I've actually been recording this meeting, and we can actually see it going on in the background. So this is what it's heard so far. So just to end it here, we can stop the recording, go to home, stop the recording, and then it's saved in my conversations. So here we can see the transcript, and then there's an automatically generated summary for most recordings. So for example, these are previous recordings. So here is one that I did this morning as a test, and it automatically generates summaries. So here is the transcript, and then the summary here shows you an overview of the conversation. It shows you potential action items, insights into the conversation, and just outlines everything that was generated beforehand. So even if you don't necessarily mention anything that has to do with these in your conversation, the artificial intelligence aspect of Otter does this for you. And then finally, we have Fireflies. So Fireflies is another meeting assistant that records transcripts, but it also has an analytics layer. So what it does, it records meetings, transcribes them, and then provides insights. So for example, the amount of time a particular speaker talks, key topics, and it automatically flags like questions and action items. So that really streamlines the ability of the participants to carry out actions based on what was discussed in the meetings. So going to Fireflies AI, this one was also recording in the background of this call. As you can see, it has the live section here just to show that live notes are being taken. So we can stop the recording here and it automatically saves. So we can go to meetings, and here we have any potential transcripts. So this is also based off one that I conducted as a test. Sometimes these things take a little minute to save based on how long the meeting is, but the transcript is here on the right. And then here's a general summary created by AI. So what you can do is you can also integrate other AI apps. So what they can do is basically all of these different functions. Um, Here we have the summary, the implications of what was discussed, and then potential action items, just so that you can actually be able to create something standard out of what was discussed. And this is the end of the workplace productivity portion of the presentation.